Yo everyone, it's Angelo here with another narrated PBR battle. Should probably stop saying that continuously, but anyway, I'm got a friend battle against 0Yarko. Um, he challenged me to battle with his new kind of like underused pass, so I decided to accept. And he starts off the battle with Roserade and I start with Feraligatr. Roserade was the one Pokemon I didn't want him to start with. But I guess it's quite a common lead, so I should have expected it. So I switch him Weezing. He uses Leaf Storm, does over half to Weezing, even though it's not very effective, which was astonishing, really. But then again, Roserade has like 125 base special attack, I think. So it can be pretty devastating, especially considering how powerful a move Leaf Storm actually is. But anyway, he switches out Roserade and brings in Miss Magius. I pain splitted, expecting a switch. And both of us, well, I get Black Sludge recovery, he gets Leftovers recovery. I decided to switch in Sneasel because I wasn't quite sure what that Miss Magius would be up to. Because I thought it might, could be like a Calm Mind and Substitute. He gets up a Substitute first, so I'm thinking, yeah, maybe it is. So I go with an Ice Punch just in case he might switch, but he probably wouldn't have done. I'm not quite sure why I did that, but it didn't really make a difference because I knew it'd take down the sub anyway. He uses Will-O-Wisp, which I was not expecting at all, which was really irritating. And Sneasel gets burned. And I decide to stay in. So I thought he might try to stay in, but he doesn't. He switches into Registeel. I feint attack, and it does like nothing to Registeel because that it's just got such high defense, and obviously with the burn and everything. I expected him to think I'd switch, so I tried to stay in, did a Swords Dance. In retrospect, probably wasn't the best idea, but I was just trying to keep him off guard. Actually, no, wait, I remember now. It was because I was thinking he'd Thunder Wave whatever I sent in next. So I stick with Sneasel. I should have switched this turn, actually. This would have been a good turn because he wouldn't have used Thunder Wave again. Brick Break does like nothing, though, even with the burn. And so I realised by this point, I'm not getting anywhere with this. So I switch in, I can't remember, Weezing. Just because, Weezing has Fire Blast and stuff. And I get hit by Stealth Rock. He switches as well, predicting that I was going to switch, I would imagine. He sends in Hitmontop. I restore health with Black Sludge again. I expected him to switch into Blaziken here, expecting a Will-O-Wisp, so I went with Thunderbolt, and I get the Thunderbolt off, no sweat, and it does a tiny bit of damage to Blaziken. I switched to Lantern. This ended up being a huge mistake that cost me, because I was expecting an Overheat, but he instead uses Focus Blast, and coming off of Choice Specs, that does ridiculous amounts to Lantern, which is supposedly my special wall. So that Blaziken is like insanely powerful as well. So I decided to switch out Lantern because I know it's got enough health to come back in even with Stealth Rock. So I go into Miss Magius. I figured he was Choice Specs, so Focus Blast obviously can't hit Miss Magius. So that was all good. But I set up the sub this turn, but he sends in Hitmontop, which ended up kind of being the killing factor for Miss Magius because his name's got Sucker Punch, so I was thinking, maybe it's got Sucker Punch, and it's also got Pursuits. So I was trying to, like these next couple of turns, I was trying to weigh up, is he going to use Sucker Punch, is he going to use Pursuits? But what I kind of found out later on was that his Hitmontop actually was Choice Banded, so pretty much I was completely screwed with Miss Magius at that point, because if I had switched out Miss Magius, then Pursuit would have gone me, but if I stayed in, then I would have died to Pursuit, so due to, its Technician boost, and obviously it being super effective, and Miss Magius having ridiculously low defense. But, so I was just subbing, because I was still thinking, maybe a Sucker Punch is coming. But obviously, like I said, I didn't know that it was choice banded, so I eventually just decided to go. I'm not going to get any further with this, so I'll just go for a Shadow Ball. And it does it does a fair bit of damage. Well, it does about the same amount of damage the first one did, but at least takes him on top down to low health. But with Miss Magius going down, I'm kind of like on the back foot at the moment. So I switch in, what do I switch in? I do switch in Pinsir, just to get some more damage on it. Well, to finish off the hit on top. But I think I went with Earthquake, just to see what because I was thinking, you know, maybe you're switching Blaziken again, because maybe he'd expect me to use like X Scissor or something. But he actually switches in Roserade, and Earthquake does quite a lot of damage to Roserade's. Actually, in this battle, like, Pinsir was probably my best Pokemon. It was quite useful, but I did get... the battle didn't turn out so great. I sent in Sneasel. I shouldn't have sent in Sneasel because, like, it was the only thing I had that could outspeed Roserade. So, and I knew even with a burn, like Ice Punch would have been able to kill it at that stage, but that was my own stupidity really, but by this point I was kind of on the back foot. But anyway, I send in Weezing. I use Fire Blast, and it misses. I mean, that was just a bit unlucky on my part, but at this stage I thought, oh crap, I'm gonna get you know, clean got 6-0'd by Yarko, but because Weezing goes down this turn, I was thinking, alright, Hidden Power Fire is going to take care of Pinsir, Leaf Storm's going to take care of Feraligatr, and then you've got Lantern on ridiculously low health, so I was thinking, oh god, I don't want to lose by that much, but anyway, Leaf Storm hits Feraligatr. Feraligatr again does absolutely nothing. I really got to, you know, get Feraligatr in a situation where I can use it properly. But anyway, I throw out Pinsir. I was expecting him to stay in and use Hidden Power Fire, because actually that easily would have KO'd Pinsir, I would have thought, after the special attacks drop. But he actually sends in Milk Tank instead, which takes the Earthquake very well. I just decided to attack because, you know, I was just thinking, you know, I'll just ride out the rest of this battle. He switches again, and he sends in Miss Magius. I use X Scissor, and it does a fair amount of damage to Miss Magius, even though it's not very effective. But I go with Stone Edge this turn. I was still kind of thinking maybe Miss Magius is quite fast, but ends up not being, because Pinsir outspeeds it. And next he sends out Blaziken, and I assume he kind of thought that he kind of forgot that Blaziken is slower than Pinsir, so he switches out to Registeel, right? And it takes the Earthquake pretty damn well. This turn I just go with the Swords Dance because I wasn't quite sure what it was going to do, and it was like the only chance I'd have of, you know, being able to do anything to it. But he goes with an Explosion, and that finishes off Pinsir. I mean, I didn't think the Earthquake would KO because of the leftovers recovery. But anyway, I send out my last Pokemon Lantern, and I've definitely lost by this point. And he's down to like 1 or 2 health and sends out Blaziken, and I just Surf, and I think he uses Vacuum Wave, yeah, and that takes down Lantern. So that was the battle. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a good match, Yarko, and I will catch you next time.